Every day in the garden you come across something which is absolutely the best thing in the garden on a particular day. And today we're looking at an extraordinary genus which is not very well known. This is Polyspora. And Polyspora are Caerhays, which means they come from the Camellia family. And it's no surprise when you look at the leaves and indeed the flowers which resemble the Camellia. This is Polyspora longicarpa, which has come into this country relatively recently and is now being propagated and sold by Burncoose as an increasingly popular evergreen small tree. And just look at the size of the flowers. Let me just put my hand up beside the flower by way of comparison. I mean, by anyone's standards, that's a gigantic flower. And look closely at the extraordinary orange anthers and stamens, absolutely covered with pollen. And if we look closely, I'm sure we can find a bee or a fly which is enjoying trying to get to the nectar and spreading the pollen around. We know that seeds off this tree are viable because we've grown them, and we can grow this from cuttings. The tree's only been in the ground probably 8 or 9 years, and it's already a good 10 feet tall, looking remarkably hardy and resilient. Polyspora there are a number of different species. Nobody's quite sure which is which yet, because there's many more species to be discovered. The great plant explorers, Wilson and Forrest, don't appear to have introduced Polyspora to the UK. I suspect that they probably did find it in China, but clearly the seeds didn't germinate, and we've only really more recently, in recent decades, come to be able to appreciate and know and understand this extraordinary plant. No scent, unfortunately, but one can see the Vietnamese and probably the Chinese using the leaves to make tea in the same way as they do from the tea plantations of old from China. Polyspora is going to be one of those great new finds for gardeners who want to see something outstanding in flower in the very early part of the year. Although there was certainly a flower or two here before Christmas, you've got to wait until January to see it in full flow. And if you look on the ground, you can already see that recent gales have knocked a lot of flowers off, but equally there's still no end of flower buds still to come. A truly outstanding plant, and one which any collector of woodland garden plants needs to consider adding to their collection because it's truly spectacular.